On the hardwood, Giants rule the game with dunk after dunk and a towering presence. However, there's a band of ballers who don't exactly measure up when it comes to height. Where a height advantage reigns supreme, these regular gentlemen have been living in the shadows of the Giants. Standing at 6 feet or less, these are the Davids taking on the Goliaths, and we're digging into how they shake up the NBA. Join us as we dive into their stories and discover how great things truly come in small packages. Allen Iverson, 6 feet tall in shoes, but actually closer to 5'11" in reality. This man is lightning quick, a scoring machine, and he isn't scared of getting physical, as his 8,168 career free throw attempts prove. But let's talk about the stuff that really makes one say, wow. Amidst drug charges and a criminal past, Iverson was a 4-time NBA scoring champ, an 11-time All-Star, and even scooped up that MVP award in 2001. But the real kicker? He led the Philly 76ers to the NBA Finals in the 2000-2001 season. Although they didn't exactly win it, getting there was definitely a big deal. The Philadelphia 76er is renowned for having one of the most remarkable crossovers ever, famously the killer crossover. One time in 2007, he played one game with 50-plus points against the Lakers. Now a Hall of Famer, he gave a speech at his induction. Iverson was very emotional. He explained that Michael Jordan had always been an inspiration to him, saying that the man was a vision. A crazy experience still is Iverson leaving Michael Jordan dumbfounded with his signature move, granting him a jump shot back in 1997. Till date, this crossover is one of the most interesting highlights of Iverson's life on the court. Iverson didn't just change the game with his mad skills, he brought a whole new style to the NBA. His hip-hop inspired fashion sense was just as legendary as his crossovers. He was the kind of guy who was true to himself, amidst controversy, whether he was balling or living life off the court. Iverson may have been a small package, but he definitely made up for his height, or lack thereof, with agility, crafty ball handling, and the answer. Despite standing at just 5 feet 9 inches, Isaiah Thomas was quite legendary in the world of basketball. He had to continuously prove himself on the court, a challenge he believed would not have existed if he were 6 feet tall. Nevertheless, Thomas's determination and work ethic ensured that his height was not a hindrance, as he referenced being a water boy once, saying that even if he were to be a water boy, he would be the best water boy there was. Thomas was one of the league's top scorers and served as the face of the 17-time NBA champion Celtics. His journey through the NBA featured several teams, but it was his time with the Boston Celtics that truly defined his career. There, he not only became a fan favorite, but also earned 2 coveted All-Star selections, solidifying his status as a bona fide star in the league. What set Thomas apart was not just his scoring prowess, but his toughness and resilience. He faced personal tragedies, including the heartbreaking loss of his sister in a tragic car accident. Regardless, he continued to excel on the court. Next up on the list also stands at a height of 5'9", Nate Robinson. Make no mistake, Robinson still has above-the-rim capabilities. He is a 3-time Sprite Slam Dunk champion, winning in 2006, 2009, and 2010. He notably jumped over Dwight Howard for a slam dunk clinching victory. Robinson was drafted 21st overall in 2005 and has spent time playing for the Knicks, Celtics, Thunder, Warriors, Bulls, Nuggets, Clippers, and was on the roster for the Pelicans. He has proven to be a capable backup point guard with career averages of 11.3 points per game and 2.6 assists per game. Robinson enjoyed his best season in 2008 to 2009, scoring his most points in a game against the Trailblazers on March 8, 2008 with 45 points. However, as most good things come to an end, Robinson learned that his high blood pressure, the second leading cause of kidney failure in the US, had damaged his kidneys badly, leading to renal kidney failure. To make things worse, the former NBA player has been battling the illness since about 2018. Robinson documented his journey, one of unwavering determination and relentless resolve to reach his aspirations. In his book, Heart Over Height, written alongside John Finkel, he shows that one can achieve anything regardless of shortcomings. Despite his diminutive stature, Spud Webb, standing at a mere 5'7", soared to great heights, literally and figuratively, with a diabolical vertical jump of 46 inches. Drafted 87th by the Detroit Pistons, Spud Webb's journey to the NBA was far from traditional. One thing that caught the scouts' attention was his stellar performance in junior college, where he was a standout player. Over the course of his 12-year NBA career, Webb accumulated impressive statistics. He scored over 8,000 points, averaging 9.9 points per game, dishing out over 4,000 assists at a rate of 5.3 assists per game. These numbers reflected his ability to impact the game and his team, regardless of his size. Perhaps one of Spud Webb's most iconic moments came in the form of the Sprite Slam Dunk Contest in 1986. Competing against his own teammate and defending champion Dominique Wilkins, Webb, the shortest contestant in the event's history, defied gravity to claim the title. Interestingly, Spud Webb also coached Nate Robinson for his first dunk championship. In 1997, Spud Webb hung up his basketball sneakers, retiring after quite a successful basketball career. Next up is Earl Boykins at a diminutive 5 feet 5 inches. He wasn't destined for stardom by conventional measures. He inherited his stature from his father, Willie Williams, who used to sneak him into the gym in a gym bag as a toddler. Yet this is where Boykins' journey began. He channeled his skills to leisure leagues, often competing against much taller and older players, including his own father. Despite standing as the second shortest player in NBA history and weighing in as the lightest at a mere 133 pounds, Boykins proved that when it came to performance, he was truly larger than life. Notably, Boykins made history by becoming the shortest player ever to score at least 30 points in a single game, as he poured in 32 during a memorable Denver Nuggets victory over the Detroit Pistons on November 11, 2004. Unlike many of his contemporaries, Boykins was never officially drafted into the NBA. Instead, he embarked on an incredible journey from team to team. His longest and perhaps most significant stint was with the Denver Nuggets from 2003 to 2007. Boykins was honored for his accomplishments. He was named the MAC Tournament MVP in 1998, and the year before, he earned the title of USA Basketball Male Athlete of the Year. In the history of the NBA, Earl Boykins remains one of the shortest players to have ever graced the court professionally. His career spanned over 600 professional appearances, a remarkable achievement for someone who was undrafted in 1998. Who could possibly take the top spot if not Muggsy? Tyrone Muggsy Bogues, the pint-sized dynamo, stands at a grand 5'3". Back in '87, the Washington Bullets made an audacious move, drafting him 12th overall. At the time, many questioned whether he could not only survive but excel in the league. His height became his unique advantage as he made his mark as a phenomenal passer and stealer on the court, boasting an impressive career average of 7.6 assists per game. He also recorded 39 blocks during his career, showing off his tenacity against players much taller than him, including a memorable block against Patrick Ewing of the New York Knicks. Muggsy's achievements highlight that success in the NBA isn't solely dependent on height, but on the determination and unparalleled skills of an individual, regardless of their physical stature. Despite not making the 6 under 6 list, we have 2 honorable mentions. Calvin Murphy. Murphy defied the stereotypes of towering basketball giants as the shortest player ever to grace the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Murphy's career showed sheer talent that transcended his very obvious physical limitations. Drafted 18th overall by the San Diego Rockets, who later became the Houston Rockets, Murphy started a remarkable journey that saw him remain a Rocket throughout his entire playing career. One of Murphy's most remarkable achievements was his proficiency at the free throw line. In the 1980-81 season, he achieved the second highest free throw percentage in NBA history, an astonishing 95.8%. He also held the record for the third longest free throw streak, making 78 consecutive free throws. Affectionately known as Kilowatt, Wat Misaka was no ordinary basketball player too. Misaka's name might not resonate as widely as some of the basketball legends of his time. However, Misaka was not just a pioneer, he was the Jackie Robinson of basketball. In 1947, he achieved a historic milestone by becoming the first non-white player and the first player of Asian descent to grace the court in the NBA, which was known as the Basketball Association of America, BAA, at the time. Masaka's journey to the NBA began when the New York Knicks selected him as their #1 pick in the 1947 BAA draft, the same year that Jackie Robinson broke the baseball color line. There were no grand press conferences, no major interviews, and no fanfare to commemorate his historic entry into the league. As Masaka himself recalled, it wasn't a big thing. Nobody cared. Notably, African Americans didn't play in the NBA until 1950. Not only did Masaka have to deal with the difficulties of being a shorter player in a tall player's game, he also had to overcome the discrimination of his time because of his Japanese ancestry. At that time, the racial divide was evident in the world of sports. African American players hadn't yet broken into the NBA, and it was primarily a white league. Masaka's arrival in the league was a breakthrough moment, even though it surely went unnoticed by the wider world. His impact goes way beyond his stats, however. Masaka proved that talent could transcend racial boundaries. It took a few more years for the NBA to become more diverse, but Wataru Masaka was significant in opening the door for players from all backgrounds to follow their dreams on the court. He serves as a symbol of inspiration to those who dare to dream, really. These men are a part of the world of basketball individually as one small man in a big man's game. These under 6-foot legends of the NBA have proven that passion, determination, and an unwavering belief in oneself can transcend the limitations of stature.